everybody's upset about or not everybody, but I posted that shout out to Houston on TikTok, and everybody's all like, "Don't be telling people to come here."
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Like, don't be telling people how good it is. Keep that shit to yourself. And I was like, my bad. I didn't.
Baby, we have like Beyonce and Travis Scott. They have like, it's like it's done.
Yeah,
you know what
like,
I mean.
The jig is up. Like
nobody's
it's been
coming
lit.
here
like,
because the Degenerates are like Houston is school.
Mm-hmm. But like they just keep saying that shit over and over again, and I'm like, I don't know why y'all don't like Californians and New Yorkers, but like, it'll be fine. You're gonna be fine. But they keep saying it. So the world of TikTok is so fucking crazy, so wild.
It's been.
It
funny.
is. It's honestly, the algorithm is like nothing we've ever seen. It's kind of brilliant. Not kind of. It is brilliant.
Them Chinese though, that's what it is.
Oh my god.
What's I saw this thing on I was like scrolling through it or whatever, trying to like just kill time, and then I saw people talk about like their icks. Have you seen that?
No.
Have you seen that? Like the icks on TikTok where like people are like they give you the icks or whatever, and I was like, did they just rebrand like red flags?
No. It's not the same thing.
It's not, because everything I see, I'm like, that's just like red flag stuff.
That's not the same thing.
But there are some funny ass ones though. Have you seen what? Do you know what I'm talking about?
I've literally never seen this.
They
I don't really spend my time on my phone
like
like that.
It tends to be something very like trivial. You know what I mean? It's like it was going really well, but then like a coin fell off and he was really struggling to pick it up, and like that gave me the ick.
Yeah. There was
like,
one.
Kind of
there was one where this girl was like, we got in a car accident, and I saw his body flail, and it gave me an ick. And I was like,
shit like
yo,
that.
that's real. Like, imagine you see the homie flail. He was like, the way his body flailed, it was just icky, and I was like, oh, okay. Like some of those are really trivial, but then there was some other ones that I was all like, yo, like I can understand how that would be like a red flag. Also, somebody told me it's just rebranded red flags, and I was like,
no.
So then
which ones did you see that were like rebranded or like?
There was some where like
was like saying that
some like real like kind of like old cultural norms like peeking through, like if he never opens the door for you, or like if he or
like some people would be like, oh, like
if he doesn't walk on the outside of the street, and like it's kind of like these like norms about like chivalry and stuff like that were like,
I
it's
haven't
icky.
really seen those.
You know what I mean? I'm like, I can understand how that would give you an ick, but like also it's not funny like the flailing about.
Yeah. No, I feel like icks, because it's like, you know, it's not like something where you were like, oh, like this is not what I'm looking for in a partner. It's just something that you were like, ooh, like I see you differently now. You know what I mean? Like, I can't unsee that. Like I only see you through that lens now.
I get like that, but like it doesn't have to be opposite sex. It's just like if I see guys with open-toed shoes, I'm like, there's something wrong. There's something wrong here.
I mean,
like, you know what I mean?
I feel like that's just a universal.
But guys be wearing open-toed shoes. Like
they be wearing sandals, bro.
You know what I mean? And I'm just like, why am I looking at your feet?
And everyone else in the world is like, why are you doing that?
Yeah.
Really?
And
I don't
feel
mind
like this
it.
is like common knowledge.
Think it's cute.
Like
you think it's cute?
You think it's adorable?
Yeah. I don't want to see
this right here is an
What
ick.
do you mean? Yeah, that's an ick for sure.
like me being like a very like I like when men are very gender fluid. So like when women, because like you,
this is like this is like hygiene.
No. Yeah, I'm not thinking like they're wearing like some nice like Doc Martens.
Oh, that's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking.
No.
I'm thinking just chanclas.
Yeah, like I'm thinking, they be out here with, you know how white guys will just be wearing like cargo pants and like flip flops.
Yeah, no, that's like disgusting.
That's what I'm thinking.
But like I'm thinking like Doc Marten.
No. I'm talking open toe. I don't need to see men's feet ever.
Yeah, that's fair though.
Period.
Okay, no.
Like there's other ways where you can express like your gender fluidity that don't require me to look at your toes.
Yeah, like if men want to have their feet out, they better be doing martial arts. Like that's about
if they want to have their feet out, they better be getting pedicures.
Or that.
Well, because I've seen
if you're getting pedicures, more power to you.
Even that, like a guy getting a pedicure, that's not icky to me. That's just like, all right, go do your thing.
That's what I'm saying. It's like,
but if you're just out here showing your toes at the mall,
claws,
what are we doing?
I don't mind.
Where you going?
I'm like, I don't care. I don't prefer the men wearing like sandals, like the little gallito ones. No, those are not it. But like if I see a guy wearing like an outfit that I'm like, okay, it's cute, and then they were wearing like Doc Martin,
but that is not the same.
sandals.
That is context.
Like
is
I'm
very
okay with
important.
that, but like
Because
the other
also,
ones are not.
if a
So I
guy
guess
is
that
wearing
does make
Doc
sense.
Martin sandals, chances are they're keeping, like if they're
That's
like
also true
woke
because-
enough
because
that
their
they're like
feet will
stepping
look
into their
fine.
gender fluidity, then they probably also step into like hygiene and like
Yes,
clipping their
that's-
toenails.
Okay, so
Like,
I
what's
was
it- what's
really
it- what's the
very
word?
much just looking at it in the lens of like that one,
No,
not the other icky
No, no,
one.
no, no,
you're
no.
right about the other
I
one.
stand my ground on. I don't need to see
No
your
way.
feet ever.
Either one of them.
Period.
Okay.
Period. That's where I like Crocs are pushing it. Like you're
I love
pushing it.
Crocs.
I like Crocs.
I know
I do
people
like
really
Crocs.
fuck with Crocs. But
I don't
like,
have Crocs,
if you-
but
if
I
you-
like
if
it when
you're-
people
I do
wear
have
them.
If you're barefooted underneath them things and like, you know what I mean? I'm like, like you're doing questionable behavior right now. If I just look at you, even if we're at the beach, like if you're at the beach and
All
like,
right, well,
and-
you're
and,
like you're
peop-
getting kind of crazy.
Yeah, I'll go that far.
You
like,
wear shoes at the beach?
I'll wear my shoes, and when it's time for me to like go to the fucking
that's
like
fucking-
water and
that's
shit. Like, I'll just do
neurotic.
that. You know,
Why are
I
you
wear
doing
like
that?
water shoes or some shit.
That you think that wearing water
That's
shoes is better
less
than
icky
wearing
than not wearing
chanclas?
shoes.
Hey, yo, remember when we went to Galveston and my whole shit got cut up? Remember?
Yeah, 'cause-
Yeah. I don't want to be fucking up. That shit was fucking wild. That cut was fucking
It's traumatizing.
crazy. Yeah, I think I'm traumatized.
Yeah, that's just
what
a
it is.
trauma
That's
response.
just what it is now.
It's like
I just
traumatizing.
realized this. This is a
Yeah,
therapy
Because you
session
had
for
like a
me.
huge
I
like
just
That is
realized this.
actually hilarious. Like what just happened. We just realized that is just a trauma response for
Yeah,
you.
ever since then, I've never been
That's so
like
funny.
barefoot going into the ocean.
I don't think you're ever
Well, I don't
barefoot.
want to go to Galveston anyway, but like,
You're the one that doesn't. You don't really like the ocean, right?
I don't like being in the middle of the ocean. That's fucking terrifying.
When
That's
are you
terrifying.
ever in the middle of the ocean?
Never, because it's terrifying.
But why? Why would you ever
On
be
a
in the
cruise.
I don't know.
That's a very
People be
specific
doing
fear.
People be doing that
Cruise.
shit.
Like you wouldn't go on like a boat.
I've been on a boat. It's been but it's been like a little bit like anxiety driven. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I don't mind the beach. I don't mind like being by the beach. I don't mind like being in that atmosphere. Shit, like I might get like crunk and like try to get somebody to teach me how to surf one day or something. But like far out there, like there was this person that swam from like one island to another in Hawaii. I was like,
Nice.
white people are crazy. White people do the craziest shit.
They were
You know what I
white.
mean? That's
They
that
really
like
do.
that's up there with like petting a lion or like, you know what I mean? Getting off the safari
Like the
truck.
stuff-
Because
like
have
the
you
stuff
seen
that
those
Brie wants to do?
TikToks that are like it's like zookeepers and stuff? It's like that's just a big ass cat, bro.
Yeah. No.
That's just a big ass cat.
No.
It's just a
love
kitty
it.
girl.
It's just
no,
a
no, no,
kitty
no, no.
purr.
And then you see that video of that guy getting his finger bitten off by the lion.
I have never
No,
seen
his
that.
whole finger comes off in the video, and I'm like, that's what you get.
I've never seen it.
Except that person wasn't white, so kind of goes against what I'm saying. But
It's
white people doing
white
some
people
crazy shit.
activities is what you're trying to
it's
say.
that's white people activities. Swimming from one island to the other in Hawaii. I don't care how close they are. That shit is some white people shit. That's wild. I'm not doing that.
Was that person white?
Yeah.
Okay.
100%.
All right.
Because I feel like even if like native like Hawaiians don't do it, then like why would I?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Native Hawaiians are like,
But if it was like a native Hawaiian, like I would be like, right on, yeah.
yeah, like if they
I
were
do
doing
that.
it, I'd be like, shit, that's cultural. They do what they do.
Exactly.
They gotta do
I would
some
be
bullshit.
like, no, that's just how, you know what I mean?
I
It's
still
like,
wouldn't do it
If
'cause
anybody
I'm not part of,
can,
I'm not
it's
finna
them.
culturally appropriate swimming from
Exactly.
island to island. You know what I mean? But all the power to y'all.
All the
you know?
power to y'all. If
But the
that's
moment
the
white
case.
people do it is I'm like, nah, that's suspect behavior. You're trying to die. You know what I mean? Like it's like whenever people get like frozen in Everest, I'm like, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, I've never understood that. When people are like, I want to climb Mountain Everest. I'm like,
For what?
What?
You can look at it from a distance. That's
For
why it's
what?
tall. That's why it's tall. You can experience it from a very long distance. It's the same.
Makes no sense. Especially, I like never had like really found out about like how many people like truly die. And I don't remember what I was watching or what I was listening to. I think I was listening to a podcast. And they were like giving the numbers of like I think it was a crime podcast, but they did sometimes like mystery cases and shit like that. And they were talking about Mountain Everest. And I was like, this many fucking people die?
And they're just frozen
Not
out there.
even
They
just
can't get them
like,
down.
yeah. Like not even just that, but it's like people have just been lost up there. Like, I mean, they're for sure dead now, but I'm like, there's also no confirmation because you can't get there.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
Like,
what
there's-
are we
There's
doing
like
this
cases
for?
of people like walking the trail or whatever, and then there's just frozen people there. Mm-hmm. And you're just like, well, you can't help them. They're frozen.
But
You know what I mean?
they don't identify
Climate
them.
change.
They're
are
like,
it's like
They
you're
always
only
take
doing
care of
that for
die.
social clout, and like
shit.
it
I'm
can't
never-
be that serious.
No, it's not.
Well, I was watching a show actually, like it was geared towards people who are like climbers and like whatever,
daredevils and shit.
and
like
it's
that.
very much like adrenaline junkies that are just like they just want
100%. But like,
it was
I
like
get
interesting.
I get that.
I don't
Clear
get
as
it.
day.
Why would you want that?
I get the adrenaline thing. I get it.
Yeah, like I know that that's why they do it, but I'm also like,
I would not.
No,
that like
it
that
doesn't
go on a roller coaster.
Yeah,
like
fucking
be a
skydive.
normal person.
Skydive. You know what I mean?
Do
like,
safe
go on a
activities.
race car.
yeah, like you know what I mean? Like
The fuck?
But like
I wonder what like the percentages of like safeness of going into a roller coaster or skydiving or whatever are compared to like Everest.
Probably
I don't
way
know, but it's
fucking
fucking
higher.
crazy. It's probably way higher. There's fucking people go on roller coasters every day.
Considering it's a business that people, you know, like people just skydive on any fucking day of the week.
True.
And number one, there's not people. I mean, I don't know if there's people climbing Mount Everest every day, but they're surely not coming back down.
There's people stuck there every day.
There
Yeah.
is. There is.
Shit. But anyway, that's why. All that to say that I don't like people with open toes. I don't like men with open toe shoes. Girls
The
all
icks.
day, heels all day, sexy. But the moment I see a guy with some open toe shoes, I'm like,
Like that just gave me the ick.
why?
You being like girls with open toes any day.
No, not girls with open toes. Heels. I said specifically heels.
So if a girl has like sandals, that
It wouldn't ick me the way it icks me whenever guys do it. Like if girls are wearing sandals, I'm like, all right, you're just wearing sandals. It's fine, whatever.
I used to have like a notes app because I think I was talking about this in Discover. Like
Yeah.
I think I asked Sophia
Yeah.
what her icks were or something.
And then so if a girl has open toe shoes and she's wearing sandals, it doesn't bother me at all. Like fucking wedges, todo el pedo, like it doesn't bother me at all. And then certain heels, fucking A1. But when guys do it, I'm like, bro.
I feel like I have more red flags than icks. And like maybe like stupid red flags, but red flags nonetheless.
There's some icks that are context specific.
Like what?
Like
You know what I mean? Like if I go on a date with a girl and we're at a restaurant and she like sits down crisscross applesauce, I'm like, bro, what are we doing right now?
Well, that would be insane.
You know what I mean? But like imagine that happening. I don't know why that came to my head. I was all like, yeah, I would definitely leave.
hilarious that you say that.
I would
I feel like
definitely
an
leave.
ick has to be more mundane than that.
Yo, but if you get there, let's say it's third, fourth date, I'm like, let's go to a steakhouse, and then you straight up like fucking.
That's a red flag. Like I'm sorry, but if it's like if you're an
Really?
adult and
But that's also icky.
unless it's like a cultural thing.
Like a Japanese restaurant or
wanna
something
hear
where like
it.
you're the tables on the
Or
floor or
maybe
whatever.
they are like, you know, like Asian or foreign or whatever.
I've
like,
literally done that with people I'm comfortable with.
Stop.
Like if I go out with my
not,
friends.
I mean, at a restaurant, like a regular
If
restaurant.
I go out to eat
in a
with you,
booth.
if I
In
go
a
out to eat
booth.
with you and you're in a booth and you sit there, I'm not gonna be like, yo, like what
Not
you doing?
fully
But on a date, that's what I'm saying. It's
No, no,
context
yeah, for sure.
specific.
I
It's
guess so,
context
that
driven.
makes
Like
sense.
if I'm taking you on a date and we're trying to
And if it's like
get
a
to know each
nice
other,
restaurant,
and then you like fucking just like una dos, like what? Like what are we doing right now? I would leave. It's both a red flag and an ick. I'd be like,
yeah.
I feel like
but like what's
Like, what are
wrong
you
right now?
doing? Yeah, no.
I
are
don't
we
know if
doing?
I would pay that much attention to it though.
You don't think you would notice it?
Oh, I would like I might notice it, but I feel like my first reaction will be like, "Oh, okay, that's why are you doing that?" But you know, like then I would just forget about it.
Oh,
I would
okay.
just be like,
Okay,
"Whatever."
But
because, like, I
it
think-
wouldn't affect you that much.
I feel like
No, yeah, that's what I
Are
mean.
there things
It's
that
like,
are trivial that would affect you?
I'm sure, but I can't think of anything right
Like
now.
red flags that you see that were like you're like, oh, like I know it's technically nothing, but it's technically
Oh yeah, all the
something.
time, all the
You know what I
fucking
mean?
time. Yeah.
y'all really be looking at it like that.
I
I
get- yeah.
genuinely
You're a better person than we are.
do not
Let
think
me
about
let me
people's red
give this
flags
to you.
ever.
Like if you were like on Tinder or Bumble and like they had a picture of like holding a fish, like that's like a really common one. Like that's not like a thing where you're like it's like technically they're not doing anything wrong, but also like I'm not.
okay, now I guess there are some things that
That's
I
what
think
I'm
are-
saying.
But
That's what
it
I'm
just triggered
saying.
you, right? It
They're
just triggered
just-
you.
They might be more like
There are
particular
things
to
that trigger
you.
me.
It just
But like
triggered you.
if a guy is like, I love the Joe Rogan experience, I'm like, bye. I don't need that. I don't trust you.
No, okay, no, yeah, because
You
like
know?
for me, it would be like if I see you posting a picture with a gun, like why? And then like,
Or if a guy was like, Kanye West is a genius, I would be like, I know everything I need to know about you.
yeah,
See?
yeah,
That's
no,
it.
I guess
It
that
works
is,
the same for women, too.
Specifically
Yeah.
for me, because
Yeah.
like there's like the gun thing for me. I also don't like it when people post themselves like boxing or like martial arts stuff because I know how to do it, like, and I know the forms. And when I see some people doing it, I'm like,
what if they're like legit though?
Literally,
like you're doing
all of the red flags that we just mentioned brought one specific person to mind, and they fit all of them.
That's
What
disgusting.
if they're like legit though?
No. If they're doing it legit, that's like a turn on
That's
as opposed
worse.
to being a turn off.
Like if you're just faking it, then it's right here. If you're doing it for real, even worse.
It's like if you're just faking it, I'm
The
like, sure,
reddest
we all go
flag.
through
The
phases,
reddest
you know what I
flag.
mean? It's like when I go to the gym, it's like I'm going to the gym, but also like whatever, you know? It's like we're just doing this for fun. If you're like, this is gonna
not to like better your life, or not to make you
no, or
like
it
more
might be
healthy.
to better my life,
Yeah,
but like for fun, you know
Yeah,
what I mean?
sure.
It's like, oh, I want to exercise, but I want to do something,
So
so
your
I'm gonna
rationale
do
is
this.
like, oh, you take this seriously.
Yeah. But I'm like, oh, you're making this your life.
Oh, you have goals.
I like it.
Okay.
Like
I like it when it's actually legit, and I'm like, damn, because I understand the
I
concept.
guess if
of
they
it.
were good, then I would be like, oh, right on.
Oh,
If
cool.
they were bad, I would be
Especially like because I
that's
know how
tough.
to do it,
like,
and
you
I've
get
like
knocked out
done
every
it.
time. Like, baby, I don't want to go look at you. You just get fucked up. Like,
Like, would you come to the ring? No,
No,
I won't.
I don't wanna
Because
do it.
I'll meet up with you after the fight.
I
Maybe,
find
if
it
you win.
very attractive when they're doing like when it's like a guy like doing the sparring, and like because I know how hard it fucking is and how much strength it takes to do it, that it's all like damn. But when they're doing it wrong and they're like dodging it wrong, and
There's
I'm like,
no
you
middle
look
ground.
like an idiot.
there's no middle ground.
There's no fucking middle ground in that.
Got
Like
it.
you either do it, if you're doing it right, post it. If you're doing it wrong, delete it because it
Leave it at
looks
home.
wrong either way. So like it's like yeah.
Yeah.
That I can't think of any more because I don't.
There's
have
some
too
red
many.
flags that I had
There's a
that
lot
like
of
people
them.
had to with me with like just
Tell
by
me.
by the things that I did.
I wanna
So
know.
like whenever whenever people would find out that I did like modern or ballet, they'd be like, oh, that's a red flag.
How is that a red
What?
flag?
I would be like,
I feel like
wow.
most girls, I feel like most girls would be like,
Nowadays.
that's a
I
green
feel like
flag.
nowadays all the like gender fluid girls
Nowadays,
are like, yeah, fuck it up. Like this is it.
I
before
feel
it
like
was
I
no,
have
there was a lot of like, you sure you're not gay?
If they don't have any girlfriends, red flag.
yeah.
Wait,
Yeah,
what?
That's
If
a
they
red
don't have
flag.
any friends who are girls, who are just
Guys?
friends, yes.
Yeah, that's a red flag.
Yo, that's wild because there
Red
are
flag.
women that say if they have girlfriends, it's a red flag.
I know, and it's not my job to deconstruct their own like misogyny, but like you
Facts.
know, like I've gone to therapy, and if you cannot see like. If you don't have
Facts.
any girls who are friends, like any women,
What does that say
Facts.
about a guy if they don't have any girls that are friends?
because then that just means that you can only see women as like sexual
Yes,
partners,
Exactly.
Which
Absolutely.
is like you only see women as you only see women as people who you can fuck.
yeah, somebody who's
You
just
know what
like
I mean?
that.
If
That's
you're
it.
not able to see like any other like because most of the times they're like, no, why would I be friends with a girl? And I'm like,
Yeah,
That's not
'cause
how friends
I've
work.
genuinely
Yeah.
heard men
You know what I
say
mean?
like, why
Like-
would I be friends with her if I
Yeah.
can't fuck her? It's like, well, then,
or not
like,
even they
isn't-
won't even like not
Oh, they
even
went that
necessarily
far?
that they would be like,
I've
why
had
would I be
guys say
friends with
that.
a girl if I won't fuck her? But they would just be like, I just like why would I be like I don't need to be friends with a girl or whatever. But I'm like
the inability to
There's-
to register the friendship, any friendship.
that
at
just
that
means that
level,
you
there's
cannot
some-
fathom.
Yeah.
Like, do you think that they don't have anything to offer you in a friendship, which is insane?
Yeah.
Right.
Like that is an insane statement
Right,
to have.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And,
I
that's
can see
simply
it.
not true.
I was trying
Like,
to figure out like a scenario where like a guy might not have friends that are girls, but I can't think of anything.
yeah, you
Which
can.
just proves your point
Yeah, big time.
because
yeah.
you know. But to the other statement that I made, I've had experiences where like you have too many friends that are girls. Like I mean, and again, they're just intimidated. They're
Yeah.
just
Yeah, like,
they're
that's-
just
that's,
intimidated
like,
by the fact
yeah.
that I am comfortable being around
Yeah.
women to the point where like I can call them my friends. We can go out to dinner. We can go and watch a movie. We can go have drinks. And without them, and they feel like my friends are like crossing a territory that like only belongs to them. And you've seen it. You've seen
yeah,
it.
that's so
Weird as
crazy
fuck.
because like genuinely, like I never registered it as like nowadays Marseille would have been like why because of like just previous
It's insecurity.
insecurities
Yeah.
and previous just like letdowns from like a partner specific.
But you know, it works
was
both
only
ways.
partner specific. Like it was never to me, like it's never been generalized to me like, oh, I wouldn't want you to have girlfriends. It's always just been like,
I don't want that person.
that particular partner at the time. Like if they had girlfriends, it was cool. But then all of a sudden I'd find shit out and be like, oh, why didn't you tell me? Like it's always just been like,
yeah, it can be a delicate situation.
Yeah. So, but now
it works the same, but both ways. Like I've had to grow out of the idea of like, oh, they're allowed. They can have friends that are guys.
I
like,
definitely,
it's not a big deal. And men, I probably get like that more than women. Like there's probably more women that say if you don't have girlfriends, it's a red flag than there are women that say if you don't have girlfriends, it's what I want.
Yeah.
You know? But there's probably more men that say if you have guys that are friends, it's a red flag. Because they're just trying to fuck you. In their mind, you know what I mean? And it's just like...
Exactly. And that's also, like, that is also a red flag to me. Because I'm like, that means that you cannot have girlfriends because you can only... only relate to women like if you want to fuck them.
Right. And it just goes back to the insecurities that men have about like, you know, and then you get into the very other nuanced conversation of like, are you allowed to be friends with your exes? And if you end up, which the answer to that is, to me, is yes.
And that's how I found out, that's how I like got I always thought it was kind of like weird before. And like, I've always had guy friends, but that's also how I got to that where I was like, but we're not, like you're saying that we're friends, but we've never been just friends. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I'm like, you've never really had just girlfriends. So I know that you're not just my friend.
Sure.
So then I'm like, that doesn't work.
Right.
And also that's weird.
Yeah. I think that people can be friends with their exes. And then whenever you meet somebody else, then you're trying to talk to them. That's the kind of information you have to disclose.
Yeah.
Like, you know, especially if they're close friends, especially if they're still in your life to some degree on some like How I Met Your Mother shit, like how Robin would still hang out with Ted and stuff like that. Like there's you got to disclose that.
Yeah.
You can't just be like, no, oh, and then they find out later like, oh, we dated for like a year or whatever. Yeah. Like, no. You got to say that.
You got to say it from the get-go.
Close to the beginning. Yeah. Maybe not from the get-go, but like you got to say it close to the beginning because like if they are insecure about it, the only way they're not going to be insecure about it is if they see you be just friends. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I would feel like if I was dating somebody and they introduced me to their ex and they were like, oh, this is my friend so-and-so. And then later on they were like, actually, we dated for a year. I would be like, then why did you lie to me?
I would have been.
So you would have preferred that he introduced you to her as this is my ex-girlfriend so-and-so?
This is my friend. Or like you can still be like, like we did date, but we're just friends now. Because that is the truth.
But in the moment when he's introducing her or beforehand? No, I would do it beforehand.
I would do it beforehand.
Or beforehand, yeah. But I'm saying like
I would never introduce somebody as like, hey, this is my good friend, and we also dated though.
No. I mean like, before.
It would be like before.
Not like in the moment being like, hey, this is my ex-girlfriend, this is my current girlfriend. No, but I mean like
be friends.
But yeah. Like obviously be like, oh, this is my friend so and so, but I would want to know before, as opposed to being like, oh, we're gonna, we're meeting these people, and there's this person who's a friend and this person who's a friend, and then later on then be like, oh, by the way, we actually
I feel like it would be smart enough to be like,
because then I will be like, so you left that out on purpose.
Yeah, like if you're about to hang out with friends,
it is a touchy subject, but yeah, I can totally understand that.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on the person. Like again, some people, because like I don't really care about like about like exes like being friends or whatever. So, but there's some people that really do. So I feel like it depends on like your partner.
But how it would change everything if you were dating somebody, they introduced you to a friend, told you beforehand, checked all the marks, right? Like told you beforehand that they dated, whatever, and then like as you were hanging out with those people, you would see both that there's like no lingering things there, but that there is like a very comfortable remnant. That could still be kind of a little like weird.
It's always touchy.
I feel like it depends.
Some tension there, maybe.
I feel like there's no way to just make it to where it will 100% be okay all of the time. Like I feel like
but that's why people say no exes, period. Because of that, because there's no way to make it 100%
I feel like
all the time. That's why they would say that.
I think it depends because I feel like I get why people say that, and in a lot of ways, like in a lot of situations, I might be like, no, you can't be friends with that ex, or I wouldn't be friends in that sense. But also, there's like relationships end for a lot of different reasons, and relationships are also very, very different. So it's like I feel like you can be friends with some exes, and I feel like there is instances where like you can be with like your partner and their ex, and like you can see like, oh, that like
it's just platonic,
a level of comfortability. Yeah, like it does not necessarily have to be like romantic or like sexual in any way. Like it can be totally platonic, and you have to like nuanced. You can tell too. Like I feel like especially when it comes to like your partner and stuff like that, like you can always, unless you're like really off on your intuition, but I feel like
it should you be can able, always it should be able to be obvious. I always check myself. I always say like
would I do this with a friend? Would I act with a friend like that?
Like I always check myself in the situations where I've been introduced to people that they've dated before. I always say things like, okay, even if you do get like this little ick, like check your insecurities, like. Be a grown-up, right? And then, and on the worst case scenario, I tell myself, okay, worst case scenario, there's something going on there. There's something like, lingering or whatever, right? If that is the case, then you don't need to be with this person anyway. Yeah. So that's what, you know what I mean? The conversation is real cut and dry after that point. Yeah. You know what I mean? So, I mean, whatever, But, I mean, I'm friends with my exes.
You are friends with like most of your exes.
Most of them.
I think it also depends. So this is my thing. It would have to depend on various things. To me, it's not really much about whether you're friends with your ex. It's how you talk about your ex. So to me, it's more of like, I don't know if I would care if you're friends with your ex, but I want to know how you talk about your ex. Like I want to know whether or not you think
that's a completely different thing. Yeah.
Because like to me, because the reason I say that is because it's like I have my ex that only specific people have heard the like my unfiltered version of how I feel about him, but to everybody else, he was a great guy, and that's like specifically like I would never talk bad about my ex in that sense because it's they were my ex.
I wouldn't use the word great, but I understand what you're saying. Like, I don't mean for you, I mean for me.
Like to me, it's just like because it's like like. I chose to spend that time with that person for 6 years. You know what I mean? Yeah. And especially mine being so like long, it's like, kind of like, I'm not about to be shooting myself in the foot being like, he was a horrible guy and I'm over here like, but only specific people whom I'm comfortable with and know the real version of everything.
It does say a lot about
real
you.
Version. Because
that says a lot more about you. Because
because like for instance, if I were to be talking to a guy, right? And just given the fact that I went through a really tough relationship beforehand, if I were to be talking to a guy and I were to initially be like, oh my God, my ex was blah, 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 I feel like it would be like the biggest red flag for them being like, damn, this girl really just...
I feel like it depends on how you deliver it. I feel like that's usually... Because if I had like a certain experience with an ex and I like now looking back and like, that was a really negative experience. They were a really bad partner to me. I don't feel really like giving them any grace, and not in the sense that like I want to shit talk about them, but if I was dating somebody, I would be like, oh well, this is what my relationship was before. I don't know that I would necessarily be like, yeah, they were a piece of shit and they did this and this to me.
Yeah, you could word it. But
I feel like it depends on how, because in that way, like there's a difference between talking shit about the person that you were with and also being honest about what they put you through. You know what I mean? Like I may not think that you're the worst person ever, but I'm also not going to sugarcoat for your comfort what you did during our relationship. Yeah, and I shouldn't do that with whatever I did in my relationship either, So I feel like that's where I'm like, I agree though,
because like, I feel like people do that.
It's about how you talk about them. Because if a guy was like, "Oh no, my last ex was fucking crazy," and like you would not fucking believe what she did to me,
that's a red flag.
That's a red flag.
Huge red flag.
You know what I mean?
That's a big red flag.
But if they were like, "Oh, I was in a really toxic relationship, and this is what I went through," like this is how I felt during the relationship, and this was what was put on me, or this is what I experienced. That's very different. I feel like, and you can still be honest about it, and you can still, like you can still hold that person accountable in your story or whatever, but it's different.
Yeah, I've been asked, like, tell me about your exes. That's a very important question that you got to get through, right? Especially after you cross the threshold of like seriousness. So then I always, right off the bat, I'm like, well, they obviously weren't perfect because they don't exist now, right? The relationship, but also you'd have to like get like really like ask me specific things because I'm not gonna say like super negative things because there were some positive things and there were some negative things, but like I'm just gonna be respectful to the relationship. Like
I
still
emotional
made that
dump everything.
choice.
Yeah.
I still made that choice, and they still have some sort of significant, whether it was good, whether it was more significant on the bad side or more significant on the good side. Like it's still significant, and it still plays a part in how I view the world and or view relationships in general.
Yeah.
So like I'm also not going to, I'm not gonna downplay it, but I'm not going to like elevate it. And make it this romanticized thing. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think that's also important because the way that you talk about your exes or like the relationships that you had before. I mean, also I haven't had to experience that within the last couple of time, like within this last year or two, only because I like have never viewed anybody in that sense. Like I've never wanted to cross that like more serious threshold of like, let me actually tell you about my exes. Yeah. Because it's like, I feel like the minute you start talking about your exes like that, or even just talking about it, is because you are pushing yourself into some sort of a less than casual situation, and I've not come across that, nor will I. So it's like very much, but I did something that I noticed that people did because I have friends that would talk like really badly about their exes. And then they would like talk to their newer people, and I'm like, yo, bro, you don't be talking about like
it just looks bad.
Like, it looks really bad.
I feel like
it looks like you're trying to make a competition out of it.
It looks like you didn't
there's like a time and
relationship.
place for everything. I think it's fair like to talk about your exes and your past experiences because number one, like if you're getting into a new, like all of those things are going to matter. All of those things had an impact, whether it was good or bad. And I think it's valuable for that other person to know about it,
100%.
because it's a part of you and they're getting to know you. But there's a difference between like, oh, I'm letting you get to know this part of me because it was a part of me and I'm going to bring up my ex all the fucking time. Yeah. Like, or I'm just going to randomly talk about my ex. That's like if we're like somewhere and be like, oh, that's so funny. My ex loved that place. It's like, why are you telling me that?
Okay. Why do I got to know that?
Yeah, don't tell me this.
Yeah, like we weren't talking about them. Yeah. So why did you bring them up?
Right. Yeah. To that point, another ick of mine, and it's not even ick when it comes to like other people, but just I've seen this happen. Why the fuck are some people in relationships when they get cheated on, instead of dealing with the person that cheated on them, they go and fight the person that they cheated on?
That's the biggest ick.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I fucking hate that. That is so ridiculous.
I do hate that, and I think it's obviously like dumb, but I think like not that I think I don't want to sound like I'm like defending them. But when like I feel like in that kind of context, like it's so senseless. Like any reaction that people usually have, unless it's to be like, okay, well, I'm done with you and that's it. It's always so like illogical. Yes. But it's like that's the only way. Like I know that they are not thinking right. You know what I mean? Like
you're trying to put the anger somewhere.
Yeah, like
and you're displacing it
exactly
to like an empty vessel or whatever. I get that part.
The only other culprit is somebody who you do have feelings for, and we are so much more likely to like back up the person who we love than the person who we don't. But you gotta let that anger out somehow.
I feel like that kind of betrayal though is like should be very cut and dry. Like
100%.
If you cheat on me, I'm not gonna go to the guy that you cheated on me with.
I mean, to be fair,
shit.
I feel like it's a very old fashioned.
You know what I mean?
Thing.
I'm not gonna be like, fuck, I'm gonna beat the shit out of this dude. Why? He didn't do anything wrong.
It's like all he did was let it happen.
He's the only person in the equation that did not do anything wrong. You know what I mean?
Interesting.
He doesn't owe
they knew?
He doesn't owe me anything.
Even if they knew?
I mean, if they know me and it's that kind of like weirdness, then yes, like, they did something wrong.
Not like even, but if they know about you.
If they knew about me, yeah, he doesn't owe me anything.
Bro, if they know they're the side hoe.
He doesn't owe me anything.
No,
if they know that they're the side hoe, like, okay.
Like, not that I would blame them solely. Like, I would still be like, well, you were the one that cheated on me.
It makes them morally, like, like on you know what I mean?
Facts.
Like, not.
Yeah, that's enough for me. Like I wouldn't go after them, but I would be like, you're a bad person for sure.
Sure. Yeah. But I wouldn't. But again, I wouldn't say like
you wouldn't do it.
I wouldn't be like you owed me a level of respect as a man. Like no, you don't. You don't know me like that. You wanted what you wanted, and she let it happen. My beef is with her. not with you. Even if you knew about me.
I will have mostly beef with my partner, but I would definitely have beef with both. I wouldn't. Here's the thing: like when I say like beef, like I wouldn't do anything about it. You know what I mean?
But you
like,
would be conscious of it. Like thinking.
Yeah, like I'm not gonna go after them. You know what I mean? And be like, well, now look who the fuck is catching these hands. But like, or if I had to encounter them, I'm not being fucking nice to you.
Sure, yeah. If I saw them in public, I wouldn't be like, "What's up, bro?" Like, you know what I mean?
Like, and I would not like.
Obviously, no.
I wouldn't be like, "Oh, like." I would definitely be like, "Well, you're a bitch." Like,
yeah, like if we were in the same place and like somehow we had to speak to each other, I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't necessarily say like I wouldn't be like.
No, I would definitely be like, you're a piece of shit.
But also, like, I wouldn't spend. It wouldn't ruin my day to like think about that person. It would ruin my day to think about the person that cheated on me. I don't give a fuck about who you did it with. I think
I have so many racing thoughts, and that's why, like, I feel like even when people get to know me, they're like, "Oh, you care about a lot of things," and it's like, no, my mind just doesn't really stop thinking. So I'm like, I don't know that I would care. Like, I wouldn't necessarily think about this person constantly, but like I've already made like the thought was already processed. You know what I mean? Of like, there's this person who I once met, and how did I meet them? Oh, they fucked my partner. And so you're awful and close. And that's, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know that it's necessarily an action or that I would even like necessarily have like a grudge, but I would just have I now have the mental knowledge of like who this person is, and this is the only context that I know them in. So that's it.
It's happened to me before, where like on both ends, it's happened like somebody's cheated on me with somebody, and then like they half expected me to be mad at the other person, and I was like, "What are you talking about? I don't have anything to say to this dude."
Yeah, that's fucking crazy.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't have anything to say. Like, if he comes up to me for some reason, then we're gonna have a problem. But he's not coming up to me. You know what I mean? He's gonna try to talk to you. Yeah. And for that matter, you and I gotta sit and have the conversation, because this whatever this is, there's something deeply wrong here. But then I've also been on the other side where I've been the other guy, and even in that sense, I'm like, whenever it fell apart or not, or whatever it was, I was like, okay, well, I'm going to be over here. And like, you know, and like, even if the guy came up to me and was like, yo, son, like, why would, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's on site when I see you. I'm going to be like, why? Why is it on site for me? Your girl's the one that betrayed your relationship, not me. You wouldn't have a relationship with me.
No, but you got in the way of like someone else's relationship when you didn't have to. You got No. Okay, so
homegirl, she got in the way of it.
I understand what you're saying, but that is such a wild like obstruction of like responsibility that is insane. Like,
sure,
I agree 100%. She's like, right, it's her relationship. But to say that you didn't have any kind of like moral fault is like delusional.
You can color me morally ambiguous for that, and I'm perfectly okay.
I mean, I'm coloring you morally ambiguous for maybe being both guys. I think like I feel like that's not being morally ambiguous. Like, that is just like avoiding accountability.
I disagree.
I know you do. I know you do. That's the problem.
I disagree.
That's the problem.
I don't think in that situation I should be accountable for anything.
That's insane.
Other than like, if you know.
So you don't think it's wrong to get like
involved with people that are involved with the people?
Because you have a choice. Like, they're not forcing you.
Yeah. I have a choice. I would say it's contextual. Like, it would be in context, because I don't know people's relationships.
Right, but does it matter?
It does matter, because
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Like, what if that relationship is falling apart, and they're dealing with whatever? But what does that have
to do with you?
It has a lot to do. It doesn't have anything to do with me. But how do I know those things? How do I know that? How do I know that they're not in an open relationship?
It's not your business.
I don't. Exactly. So why would I ask? It's not my business.
But you're getting in their business.
No, I'm not.
You're getting involved with one of them.
I'm getting involved with one of them.
Right,
and not their business.
If they're together and you're involved with one of them, like, and you're together in the context that they would like understand nobody else should be together in, you are getting involved in the relationship. Because if you weren't involved in the relationship, then it wouldn't be an issue to the relationship.
Yeah, no, I understand what you're saying. I understand the train of thought there. But in an event of a betrayal of a relationship, like A, B, and I'm C, the A should never come to me. The guy should never really come to me and tell me, why are you so, like, morally bankrupt that you allowed yourself to do this. I'm like, no, you don't have any.
That's none of their business.
Yeah, it's none of your business. You know what I mean? A and B need to have a conversation, and they need to figure themselves out. A should not come to me, and if B wants to come talk to me for whatever reason, that would be on them.
It's like, if you choose to be a hoe because you want to be a hoe, then I'm gonna be a hoe. So like, at the end of the day, like, I think that, like, because I've never
in the wrong conversation. It's like, this is like blowing my mind right now.
Like, because, like, for instance, I don't know if I've ever been the side chick. I'm sure I have been at one point or another, but I just didn't know about it. But like, I have had side men, like, or whatever, at one point or another, and it was like, I understood slightly to an extent that it was like, it was my fault. Like, I chose to do whatever I did. If the guy came up to me, and like, knew I had a boyfriend, knew I was whatever, it's like, I'm not gonna blame, and I'm not expecting my partner to blame the other guy and be like, why did you choose to be a shitty guy? It's like, look, at the end of the day, if he wanted to be a hoe, he wanted to be a hoe. So like,
no, I don't think that you like, as the party involved, like, if I had a partner and I cheated on my partner, I don't think that I have any fucking right to be like, hey, you could have said no to me. It's like, it was your fucking relationship.
You're the one that stood there.
Exactly.
You're
it's
the one that, like,
no, you don't have any fucking right to say that. And I think I agree. Like, my partner has every fucking right to come for my fucking neck. You know what I mean? My partner has every right.
Your point is that
I'm not talking. I don't think that, like, my partner will have any right to go to the other person and be like, you betrayed me, because they didn't. But like, that's not you. Like, that other person cannot sit there and be like, I did nothing wrong. That's not true.
Oh no, absolutely.
Yeah,
not.
I agree with that.
Absolutely,
that's not true.
I agree with that. I'm not saying person C is absolved from any. And
I feel like, to be fair, I feel like the partner has maybe not necessarily to like direct the same amount of like anger or reaction or whatever, but I feel like the partner also has a right to be like, if you knew that she was in a, why would you do that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is dicey territory. It is dicey territory. I can tell you on my experiences, it's never gotten on my end to the point where somebody's coming and finding me.
Right.
You know, I'm just like, okay, whatever. Like, it, and then they've either dealt with it or broken up or whatever, and then like it never actually got to me, which I'm grateful for, because I'm like, I don't feel like should be part of that conversation. But it's actually been the opposite. Or not the opposite. It's actually a really funny story. This coworker at U of H, we would ride to work together. Mm-hmm. I didn't have a car, so she would take me or whatever, right? So she had a really jealous boyfriend at the time, like super jealous. You know, very, very insecure guy. So I'm like at home late at night. I'm with my girlfriend at the time, and I get a call from a random number. I'm like, I don't know who this is. So I put it on speaker because I was working on something, and I just put it on speaker. And then I just hear this guy, and he's like, are you Juan? I'm like, yeah, who is this? Or whatever. He's like, I'm so-and-so's boyfriend. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Like, what, okay. How can I help you? You know? And he's all like, are you fucking my girl? And I'm like, I wasn't. So I was like, no. No. The funny part is that my girl was right next to me, and she goes, she just turns around like, are you fucking this girl?
Yeah.
What's going on right now?
What the fuck is going on right now?
Like, you know what I mean? Like, you about to have a long conversation with two people, you know? And relax, hold on, I'm not done. So then I'm like seeing her reaction, and I'm like trying to fend off. I'm like, oh fuck. fuck, this guy just fucked me, right? Even though I haven't done anything. So I'm like, oh, not like, what are you talking about? Like, no, she's cool. I think, you know, she's a good friend of mine, but like, it's nothing like that. And he's all like, nah, bro, like, she be giving you rides to work and this and that. And my girl knew that, you know, that she would give me rides to work. So like,
yeah, have you ever heard of a poor person?
Right. so then I'm like, yeah, I mean, she gives me rides, but we're not like fucking, dude. And he's all like, nah, I know it, man. It's gonna be on site. I'm gonna come find your ass and this and that. And I was all like, and I could hear his girl, my coworker in the background, like, stop, it's not like that, blah blah this and that. I'm like, oh, y'all are like toxic,
That's
right?
Insane.
Yeah. So then I'm like, I just start like chuckling, and I'm like, no, bro, like this, it's not happening. Like, that's not what's happening. Like, you bugging.
Matter
right now.
of fact, I am laying next to my girlfriend right now.
Yeah, no, I didn't even say that.
Eventually,
my girl caught on and started laughing with me. But the funniest part about it is that about 2.5 to 3 minutes into the conversation, he's like going on a rant about how he's gonna find me, he's gonna fuck me up, like this and that, blah blah. And I'm like, yo, like, y'all got some issues. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you're so insecure that like I don't understand. Like you know, so there's some problem there, right? And I told him, I was like, look, man, if there's stuff going on between you and your girl, I think it's better if you and your girl handle it or whatever, right? I'm trying to be like real level headed. And then he goes, I just need you to tell me, man. I just need you to tell me. I just need you to tell me if y'all are doing something, man, because I fucking love her and this and that. And I went from, my girl started laughing so hard at the time. It went from,
that's an ick.
Huh?
That's an ick.
Him crying to another man.
If I found my boyfriend on the phone, number one, that is a broken man.
He was for sure a broken man.
I had to witness my boyfriend at the time harassing one of my friends and then cry to them on the phone.
I became a therapist immediately.
Over nothing?
Over nothing, yeah.
I would be like psych ward.
You know she got home. And he was all like, so tell me about your date. And then she like probably just said it like in passing, like, and then me and Juan like, you know, drove to the gym, and he was like, what? What do you mean? Cops. Who the fuck is this dude? And then like fucking exploded. So by the end of the conversation, he's all like, I just need you to tell me, man. I just need you to tell me. I just really love her. This and that and blah blah. And I'm like, bro, I promise you. I promise you. I promise you. I am not involved with your girl. I promise you that. I think it's better if you guys just talk it out. I can guarantee you, I'm sorry for what you're going through. My mans, this ain't a good look. Like, you should just like, and my girl at the time, I hung up the phone and I just looked over and she goes, they're having a tough night.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
big time.
Yeah. And I was like, but also, there was a small moment there where like, you were ready, and she was like, oh, I was ready.
Yeah.
I was ready to come at you. You know what I mean? And I was like, all right, like, crisis avoided. I did not know this was, I was not prepared for this.
This was not planned.
Yeah, this and that. But again, to that point, like, why do people be doing that? Like, he didn't need to call me.
No, that is crazy. I mean?
It's insane. I was almost an asshole because I almost said, because he was saying some wild shit. So like, you know, you like,
he's getting riled up.
Yeah, you get riled up. So I almost said, even if I was, why you calling me? Damn. But I knew that I was gonna be pushing the buttons and that
you would have pushed all the sensitive buttons.
But also, that's also true. If I was, why are you calling me? Your issue's not with me.
Take it up with your girl.
Does it make me a bad person to your point? Yeah, sure. Right? I concede to that. But also, you don't need to be calling me. You need to be talking to your girl. You know what I mean?
And
vice versa. Women be doing that shit too. Women be fighting other girls.
You know what? I think that's the wildest one. I'm like, first of all, like, okay, this is the thing with the thing with women, and this one, I think the reason why it's a little bit more like triggering for me when it's women doing it to other women. There is literally no way for your guy to cheat on a girl without him having to put it in there somehow. So like,
oh, you getting visceral right now.
No, yeah.
Nicole. So like, there was no way that was an accident.
What was that? That one. Wasn't there a Friends moment where she goes, "Oh, you accidentally?"
Like, trying to put it in her purse?
It was an accident.
Yes.
She was like, you accidentally fell in her?
Yes. So like, to me, the idea of like you getting mad at this girl for your man's put it in her. Like, that's what you're upset about? Like, you aren't upset that your man put it in her? Like, I'm like, it baffles
That's a really
me.
hilarious, because like I understood the severity of it before, but I just love that that's how you think about it.
But like, because to me, the
she gets visceral over here.
yeah, because like, to me, the idea... Because
he had to do more work.
Yeah,
I get it. I see you. Like, I understand what you're saying.
Because I had it to where like really guys have
this is like, just your way of riling yourself up. Like, instead of just saying like y'all fucked, no, you're like, no, like, and then he took off his pants, and then he like took, and then he whipped out his dick, and then he held her, and then he, like, that's you just riling yourself up. And then he rammed her against the fucking door.
Oh my God.
Like, that's just you fucking yourself over right there.
My thing is, it's like, I wouldn't go up to the girl and be like,
he told
why
her she
you
was
fucking
pretty.
my man? Because it'd be like, what do you mean, why am I fucking? Your man is fucking me. Like, what are you talking about? Like, it's like, to me, the idea that a girl would go up to another girl and be like, why are you sleeping with my man? It's like, why are you letting your man sleep with me? I don't understand where the issue is.
Right? That's the whole point.
Like, if I was a side chick and I were to find out that I was a side chick and that his girl were to come up to me and be like, why are you sleeping with my man? I'm like, why is your man thinking that it's okay to put it in me? And why did you not tell me?
What if your partner had like that other person, but that person was like actively like pursuing them, like actively trying to like get with them,
to be the main,
bro,
or just like to pursue them?
Drop them.
What do you mean?
Just like if you had somebody that, you know, like
if you were dating somebody.
If I was dating somebody and there's somebody that is constantly trying to like,
but they're not the side chick.
Me, no.
It's just a person that is very interested in them, and like they're very insistent and like and persistent.
You file a restraining order. That's what you do.
You can't trust your dude to be like, I don't like her. Like, I don't want to like.
I mean, like, that's fine, but bitches is crazy sometimes.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, would you like intervene there?
No.
What?
Like, if your partner had somebody that was like really insistent, would you ever be like, hey, like, they've already fucking told you to leave them alone, like, you gotta leave them alone?
I wouldn't do that because I feel like I wouldn't do that because I feel like I'm overstepping their autonomy. You know what I mean?
I get what you're saying.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, for me, it's like, if I do that, I think I'm being hypocritical to what I claim that I like and what I respect. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So just for full context, I like women that are very independent, and I really believe that they don't need me for anything. Like, I'm not trying to fill a role that like where like I'm trying to like be their provider or something like that.
Yeah.
I'm past that. I want to be. I want to have a partner. I want to have.
Be an asset. I want to have somebody next to me. You don't need to be a necessity.
So like, and I'm not an insecure person. So like, if somebody's talking to you at the bar, you know, simplest case, and trying to flirt with you or whatever, one, I don't get intimidated because one, you're already with me. You've already chosen me, and then two, I know what I bring to the table. Three, you're gorgeous. So why wouldn't somebody want to come up to you?
I just thought of something.
Like,
yeah, this is something, like, there's this TikToker, and this just happened to them, that I follow. They put it on like their private thing, so it's not like a, you know.
Yeah.
But they were saying there was this girl who kept like harassing her. Or it was like an older lady. It wasn't a girl. It was an older lady who worked at the college that her and her fiance went to. And the older lady was kind of like friends with her fiance, like, you know, like friendly, like they knew each other and stuff like that. She interacted way more with her, and she says that like anytime that she would like run into them like at the grocery store or whatever, because it's like a college town,
small town,
she would never like acknowledge her. She would only acknowledge, and like this old lady is like in love with like her fiance, and she would start like commenting on her thing, and eventually her fiance like texts that person because they, you know, like before they had their numbers when they were still in college or whatever, and he was like, hey, like, I really would appreciate it if you left her alone. Is that like a better scenario? Like, is that scenario where you would be
so if somebody's harassing like the girl that I'm with, right? Somebody's harassing my girl.
Yeah, because I was thinking more like, not like if they were like at the bar or something, but if I had somebody that was constantly like incessantly like, you know, trying to reach out to me, and I had already been like, hey, leave me the fuck alone, like, I don't want to fucking do this.
I would do, if somebody was harassing my girl, I would say, well, I think it's up to you to say, clear, cut and dry, I don't like this. This makes me uncomfortable. Please stop. Right? If that doesn't work, if then she comes up to me and says, hey, I'm getting really uncomfortable. Help me with this. Then I'd be like, all right, we have options now because I got ideas. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you've brought this into my court.
Now we're gonna do it my way.
Yes, the air freshener is on. We're calm, collected.
Stop.
The humidifier is doing its thing. We're gonna fuck this up. Like I got ideas, right? But until then, I'm like I want to, and I don't even get the urge to be like, what guy? What, like, you know what I mean? Like,
that's a red flag. I would be like,
I don't even get the urge to do that. To a completely separate point, because I don't get the urge. I've had ex-girlfriends that have said like, it just always feels like you don't care about me.
That's so stupid.
Or like it doesn't feel like you like really like me in that way. And I'm like, I don't have to beat my chest to other men for you to.
Possessiveness is not cute. Like, that's not the thing.
I don't have to treat you like property in order for you to think that I care.
No.
You know what I mean?
Good for you.
So I've always been like, all right, I'm not gonna pull at that thread.
Yeah.
But like that's kind of where I stand with it. So it has happened to where guys have been persistent with a girl that I'm seeing because, she's probably really good looking. So of course they should, why not? Like, you know what I mean? As a guy, like, again, you don't owe me anything, but she's gonna do her part and she's gonna be like, no. That's where that conversation is over.
Facts.
You know what I mean? And if she doesn't, then it's a different conversation. Then we start getting into the other conversation to where I'm like, all right, well then me and you are not gonna be a thing.
Absolutely.
I don't have to talk to anybody else. I don't have to talk to other person. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
See you later. Whereas painful as painful as that might be, but it always icks me whenever I see that happen, where it's like guys or girls are fighting people they should be fighting.
It's really
just because they don't want to have a tough conversation with the person that they care about.
Because that's really what it is. It's really them just avoiding like the real issue, which is like, hey, yo, you gotta talk to your girl about why she decided to not do that. Like why that's the hard part, and that's what people don't want to do. So
it's crazy.
Makes
but like
sense.
that's like a major ick of mine, and it doesn't even necessarily I've never actually had to deal with that, but like I've seen it and I'm like, how is that even
relationship insecurities are big.
What world
icks.
am I living in right now that's like a really good thing? You know what I mean?
That's true.
But it also ties into the world of, because of infidelity, right? We're talking about infidelity here. It ties into the world of secrets. And people are in relationships sometimes say, when we're in a relationship, we should be open about everything. There should be no secrets. And I don't think that that's true. I think that there are certain things about you, your thoughts, your mind, your perception of the world that you're allowed to keep to yourself.
I feel like there's a difference between there being things that I'm keeping to myself, like private things, whether it's like an event or like a thought, and secrets.
So I think, are you trying? Okay, I
have no issue. Like I agree. I think it's like there's shit that I want to keep to myself, and that I don't want to have to talk to you about it, and I don't plan on it, and I don't think I have to.
Yeah. Even if we're married,
even if we've been married for like, there's shit that I don't feel like I need to tell you.
Yeah.
But that's different than being like, I'm going to purposely keep this away from you.
I want to know, because I think this will be able to define what way.
Maybe it's a terminology thing, because I agree 100% with you.
But
I still think, like if you get an intrusive thought.
Does the phrase, what they don't know can't hurt them, apply?
No, I think that's being intentionally malicious.
Okay, so
that's what I mean.
I think
that
like
is what I don't like.
Yeah, like I think like what they don't know can't hurt them. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
Yeah,
like all that. Those kinds of
we are all in
those are secrets.
That's a secret. That's what I feel like is a secret.
You're deliberately being
withholding information.
I am going to make everything. I'm going to make sure that this person never finds out about that.
That's a secret.
That's very different.
I would then, if I want to make an addendum to that, I would say that's a very specific type of secret.
Yeah.
That's a secret with a malicious intent.
Yes.
That's a malicious statement in and of itself. There's an intent behind it, or a level of like
so what do you
hidden fact. Like I think that there's just some things that could only belong to you, and like it doesn't matter.
But I don't think that's a secret.
But if your partner asks you, hey, like, what's all, this and that, I think you're allowed to say, like, I don't want to talk about it, and I think that should belong to me. At that point, it's a secret. At that point, it's something that you're not willing to disclose to them, and to them, it's something that they have to deal with because it's a secretive part about you. I think that the word secret has a negative context. It immediately comes off as negative, but it's still the same. You know what I mean?
Like, I guess I can see what you're saying. I wouldn't call it a secret because, again, I feel like, I think like a secret requires like intent.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
And I don't. I just think it's something that you don't disclose.
Even then, like, I'm like, it's not that I'm withholding it from you, it's that I'm just keeping it to myself.
Sure.
You know what I mean? In that sense, I'm like, 100%. I feel like that's different. And that's why I'm like, I just don't think that that's a secret. I just think that that's just, I don't want to talk about that.
I'll give you a very clear example. I'll give you a very clear example that kind of toes the line with what we were talking about before. Let's say you're dating somebody, or let's say I'm dating somebody. They're at the grocery store. Some guy hits on her. He's an attractive guy. She doesn't necessarily flirt back, and she said she's very clear, blah, 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 but she does find him attractive or whatever, blah, blah, blah. And she doesn't tell me. I wouldn't be upset.
Yeah, I
wouldn't be upset.
Yeah.
But another person might say, oh, that's something that you should have told me. And like, no, like, you know what I mean? Like, sure, it's somebody attempting to try to persuade you in a way that might be hurtful to me. And some people might be like, you need to disclose that information. I don't feel like you do.
Here's why I don't think that would be like a secret, is because like in that context, like that requires for you to know what would be upsetting to that other person, and what, you know what I mean? Like, you said it yourself, like, oh, to me, that is not a big deal. And to another person, it might be. So if I know that my partner would rather me tell them, you know what I mean? If my partner is like, hey, if this kind of stuff happens, if that same exact situation happens, I would rather you just tell me. Like, it just makes me feel like whatever.
Here.
Sure.
And I am like, okay, got it. Like, that's something that you're needing from me as a partner. I know that that's true. And then I go on and not do it, then I would be like, that's a secret. You knew how it was going to make them feel. You know what I mean?
And I guess
if I don't know and then they react like that, I would be like, well, I wasn't trying to keep it from you. I just didn't think it was necessary.
So here's like another, here's like an exact example. Well, not a very similar example to that, but I feel like would then classify you into the, you should tell your partner about this is like if, or an example of you previously stating to your partner like, hey, this is it kind of makes me feel whatever, fine, you know what I mean? Let's say the other person doesn't acknowledge it as being something of significance to them, so they continue to not say anything about it, which is like fine, whatever, people do that all the time. But in that example of like somebody's flirting with you, and you choose to keep it from your partner, specifically somebody that your partner knows, somebody your partner has known for a while.
That changes things.
And so
that changes things. Like, at that point, you need to disclose that information.
Agreed.
You know what I mean? At that point, you need to disclose that information.
Like,
Like,
but I'm just saying, like, random, like, you don't know this person.
Agreed.
This person just happened to find your partner attractive, and they tried, and they shot their shot. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
In that case, like, if you don't tell me, I'm like, okay, like, you know what I mean? And if I find out later,
so
in whatever way, I wouldn't feel some type of way about it.
Them not telling you at the point, like, if it's like for instance, like let's say you and your girl, and the person who's like talking in a more friendly manner is a friend of yours to your girl, you would consider that a secret if they just continue to not tell you anything about it.
Yeah.
Until you find out or whatever. Okay.
Yeah, but it's one of those things where it can be extremely delicate. But like, even like I've heard people say that like they want to know like everything and this and that and blah blah, and I'm just like, I'm not necessarily sure that you should be entitled to everything that happens in somebody's mind. So like, I think even you can get like intrusive thoughts, or you can become attracted to somebody else, and like you know what I mean, you're gonna make an active decision not to act on that, hopefully, if you're committed to your partner, but like to act like attraction that doesn't happen, or like you know what I mean, like and like your partner choosing to not disclose that information for the sake of like the relationship, I don't think that's yeah, sure, it's a secret, and I would rather you just not say. I'm perfectly fine with you keeping it to yourself.
I feel like you know what I mean? I agree, like I am the same way where I'm like, I don't need to, like, okay, whatever. Because like I've had ex-boyfriends before where they were like, oh, this girl was like flirting with me and I felt really guilty, and I was like, why are you telling? I don't know what to do with this information. Like, I don't, what do you want? Okay. But you know, so I didn't care. But also it goes to like what we've talked about before, where it's like, if they were like, I just want you to tell me when this happens, like that just makes me feel better. It makes me feel safer or whatever. I don't necessarily, like, we all have different requirements and needs in a relationship. And I can choose to be like, oh, I don't really want that in a relationship. Like, that's not what I'm looking for in a partner. But if somebody does have that boundary, I don't feel like I wouldn't be like, oh, that's wrong. Like, that's because that's just a boundary that you have. It's not a boundary that I necessarily would pursue or that I would really like, you know, like it's not something that I would ever really want to be confined with. But it's somebody else. Like, I know somebody that we know is in a relationship and they have a fine relationship, like they're really great, but they've talked about it before where they were like, if somebody at work or somebody in any way like makes a pass at you, I just want you to know, like I just want to know, like you don't have, you know, like you don't have to like tell me who they are and give me their Facebook or whatever, but you can just be like, oh, you would, you know, like whenever I was at the grocery store today, like this guy came up to me and they would be like, oh, like thank you for telling me, that's it, you know what I mean? It doesn't really go beyond that. It's just like, that's that's like a need that they have. Really, so then I'm like, I don't think it's inherently wrong for people to have that kind of like need in a relationship.
I think the thing that perplexes me about that in general, and I just think I can't wrap my head around certain things because I just don't live inside that mind state, but like it perplexes me because I'm like, what good does that do? Other than complying to the terms of the relationship that you've already established. But other than that, like, what good does it do? Yeah. What good does it actually do? Does it make you feel like you have a partner that's trustworthy, you know, by them telling you that? But she would be just as trustworthy if she didn't tell you and she didn't engage in the behavior. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like either way, he or she are just as trustworthy. So them telling you, it doesn't make them more or less trustworthy. It just means that like they're following a rule, and a rule that doesn't necessarily change anything about anything. Yeah. So that's where it perplexes me on just a little bit, but I can totally understand how somebody might have that as a requirement of theirs. That
I think it also just like I don't know. Like, I mean, as somebody who I don't really think I wouldn't care to know. I wouldn't want to know. If I'm now, as a person I am now, who is secure with themselves, secure with whoever I'm going to end up being with, I'm choosing the person I'm going to end up being with because I already feel like that's never going to be a problem. Sure. Like prior to like Marce now, sane Marce now, because obviously I was insane before, quite literally. I was like, oh my God, I need to know everything. And it was like only because it was my insecurity. So if I were to have somebody come up to me and be like, I need you to tell me this, and I'd be like, you have to talk to the wall then, because I don't know who or what, but I'm not. I'm dipping. Like this is not happening, which is interesting.
Yeah, no, I get it. It's just one of those things. They're all kind of like tied into like every one of those. Like every one of these topics is like slowly like.
I also don't want to say that people who think that are in some way, shape, or form insecure, or like they don't know what they want out of their relationship. That's what you want, and that's what is healthy for you. Do your thing, but for me, that just wouldn't be what I would be pursuing.
Yeah. No, I feel you.
What I mean?
I feel you. It's interesting how all of those things are intertwined to some degree. You know what I mean? But anyway, you know, what's our time so far?
1 hour and 7 minutes.
Okay.
Can we talk about how? Sorry.
Goddamn. Okay. Yes.
We gotta talk about Doña Claudia, okay? Because Doña Claudia, my mom.
So it's Father's Day, and there's
2 things that I want to mention. One, I want to let the podcast know that my mom thought that picture of the nuns.
Oh yeah, she thought that the nuns were
chismeando. They really she thought they were chismeando. She didn't realize they had like cigarettes and that they were doing stuff that they weren't supposed to. And 2, my mom proved to us multiple times today how roasting your family members is like a thing. She called me and Alex stupid because we were trying to get like these like pictures out of this closet that she filled with God knows how much shit in there. And she goes, this is why y'all don't know how to do anything. Y'all can't figure stuff out. She called us. She's like, yeah, she's like, y'all don't have abilities for nothing. Move out the way. And I was like, damn, what?
Put you in your place.
And then, but it was going back to how like we were talking about how, like family members roast you for like everything. And like as Hispanics, you just kind of like, nobody can talk shit about you because your parents already do it for you.
I was showing them the clips of us saying that and how people were reacting to it online and how people were saying like, yo, me too. Like my parents roast me too. And my mom was like, immediately was like, okay, so when you were little, you were like really upset because people kept making fun of you for your ears. So I sat you down and I was like, babe, do you have big ears? Yes, you have big ears. You're gonna have to live with it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you can't do it. And like, I remember
that's on good parenting.
I remember, like, I don't remember the details, but she goes, and you were just sitting there like, you know, with this face of like, but I don't want to have big ears. Like, you know, she's like, no. You're gonna have to get like, stop. Like, and then she went on to roast me more, and then she roasted my bullies too. She goes, it's okay, they're ugly, and you can't fix that. And like this and that. And I'm just like, hold on, like my mom was going in, but like it just goes to show, like she was like, no, like you got big ears, fucking deal with it. It's game over. Like that's where that conversation ends. Whenever they tell you something, you're like, yeah, so what? And then you move on because that's not something you can change, just like their ugliness. And I was like, damn, huh? But then we were in the middle of having those conversations about like parents roasting each other, and then my dad's just sitting there eating like soup, and he's like, yeah, we're bullies. We're all bullies. And then we're just like, yeah, it's true. Mexican parents don't give a fuck.
They really don't.
I saw crazy. On a completely different note, I was watching. I kept on getting updates about this Maryland dress and Kim Kardashian.
Oh, again.
And I saw
again.
And because
somebody posted a fucking picture of the back of the dress.
Oh, the back of the dress now. Yeah.
But I saw a picture of Ana de Armas as Maryland, and I was like,
who?
Ana de Armas.
She's a Cuban actress.
She's that Cuban actress that played. She was in No Time to Die.
I don't know.
And she was in the latest movie with Ben Affleck where she was like the crazy wife or whatever.
No, I didn't watch it.
It was good.
Nice.
It was good. She looks good. She looks great in the Maryland biopic.
She's kind of skinny as hell for a Maryland biopic, but
when did she do this? When did this biopic come out?
It's not out yet. They just showed like a sneak peek of how.
It's about to come out.
I think
it's in production right now.
Yeah, I think they're still filming.
I think they did a good job at picking a girl who actually has Maryland's more face shape.
Yeah, but the only thing that I was thinking is like Ana de Armas has like a very thick accent.
She does.
So like, how are they gonna hide that?
I don't know. And also, I don't think she looks like Marilyn. She has like this big eyes and like big lips. Like I don't think she looks good like that. At all.
But I was like, oh shit, like this is kind of jarring. Like she looks good because she's pretty. But
yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? She looks good because she's very pretty.
Yeah.
But I'm also like, she looks nothing like Marilyn Monroe, and like she just
her face is rounder too.
Yeah. So
really,
I don't understand.
She has a very similar face shape to.
She's very like
petite Marilyn was really tiny.
I'm just worried about this accent.
She's really worried about the accent. I do think so.
She really does.
Thick accent. You could tell she's Cuban.
Yeah, well, and I feel like typically, like, you know, I mean, people.
And she's gonna have to sing. You know they're gonna have to do the happy birthday.
The what? Probably.
No, she's gonna have to sing. You know they're gonna have to do happy birthday.
I was gonna say actors do different accents all the time, so I'm sure they had, you know, some kind of coach or whatever. Well, but I'm like, but then why didn't she use that before?
Right.
You know, I'm like, how much better are you gonna get in a couple of months? Coming
like
from somebody who used to have a Hispanic accent.
Even in the movie with Ben Affleck, she is like they're in New Orleans, and she is, you could tell.
Yeah.
Like heavy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
She just learned English like in the last couple of years.
Yeah. It's crazy. I'm like,
she talks about like, I don't remember. I feel like, I don't think I'm making this up. I feel like I remember seeing like an interview like recently where one of the first movies she did, she was like, I couldn't even read the script. Like she didn't know English whenever she got casted in that movie.
Interesting.
It's like unbelievable the things that white people can do.
what do you mean? Like change their accent?
No, like you can get casted in a movie.
Like the privilege they have. Yeah.
That
like
you
just
don't.
because she's like white complected that she could get like the
it's
the
like,
role
what do you mean? You don't speak
yeah.
the language that the movie is set in?
I want to know what the thought process was. Like she's always been a brunette in every other movie. So it's like, how did you think
that she was
like that she was? I think that this was going to be a good fit. Are there no other girls that can play Marilyn?
I mean, they've had a lot of other girls play Marilyn Monroe. I feel like they had.
I don't know. I'm not like deeply in touch with Marilyn like that.
Heath Ledger's
Michelle
ex-wife.
Williams.
Yeah, Michelle Williams played her, and I think she played her pretty well.
I was gonna see, like, that's a good, like, she has like kind of like similar eyes. She still has a very like kind of like short face. Like I think Marilyn had like a longer, more like heart-shaped face.
She did have a heart-shaped face, yes.
Right?
And I do agree on that one for sure.
But Michelle Williams is a good option. She played it for what?
It was like another biopic, I think.
How many biopics have there been?
Of Marilyn?
Of Marilyn? God knows a lot. It's
really?
called
Seriously?
I haven't seen one that's worth a damn.
I haven't seen a one.
This one's called My Week with Marilyn, and it was like it was a short snippet of just, it wasn't necessarily a biopic, I think, but it is like a movie with, it's Michelle, it's Eddie, Red, whatever. And it's basically just talks about like her life, I think right before she died, like what she was doing right before she died, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. So they might not do the happy birthday then.
I don't know.
Might just reference it.
But she did a good job at playing like the voice, which is very important. But I mean, it's Michelle Williams, so like, I really like going back to the voice. I don't know how they're gonna make that a thing.
Yeah, it's crazy
because she has a very, very, very thick accent.
Yeah, it's like seriously thick. Mm-hmm. I mean, it gives it like, if she's just speaking, like she's very adorable because you can tell she's
girl,
like. You know?
I was in Shakespeare in high school with my thick ass accent, so truly anything is possible.
She said, "Truly, anything is possible."
It's baffling to me that you say you have an accent because like you don't sound like. Well, I mean,
was it thicker in high school?
Way thicker.
Way thicker, really?
Yeah.
I never noticed that we have a Texan accent, but people from outside of Texas
you have
notice.
an accent for sure.
I have an accent.
Yeah, big time.
I think I have an accent.
Yeah. People from outside of Texas will always be like, "I can tell you're from Texas."
When I've gone to LA, when I've gone to New York, they're like, "Oh, yeah, you do."
You can see it.
Or like even now, like lately, it's happened like kind of a lot more, which I'm like, what's happening? But like my accent is not like as obviously like as prominent as it used to be. So I feel like a lot of people just don't think that I'm like not from the States necessarily. But even now, like a couple weeks ago, some like people have just been coming up to me lately being like, "I love your accent." I'm like, what's happening? Thank you. I kind of love that because I grew out of my accent and everybody was like, "You don't have an accent. You sound American." And I was like, "Oh no." Oh no.
Whenever I first met you, I didn't think that you were born in another country. When I first met you, I was like, "Oh, she has a very good American,
folks.
American accent." And it wasn't up until you spoke Spanish that I was like, "Oh, you're from like Latin America. You're not even from like Mexico."
No, that's what one of my coworkers said that the other day because they were like, "When did you come to the States?" And I was like 15, so like 2013, and they were like, "Oh, so you're foreign." And I was like, "You foreign?" Yeah, I guess.
Like if you put ethnic in your resume, it's real.
Yeah,
it's not just like
they're like, "Oh, that's on you."
Yeah, it's not just like
it's like, yeah, baby,
affirmative action. Like it's just like
this ain't my home.
Yeah. It's like for real. That's fucking crazy.
Yeah,
but
I like it now when people like compliment my accent. I'm like, I don't know which part you're talking about, but thank you.
I'll take it all.
But thank you.
I'll take it absolutely everything. That's it. I think.
Yeah.
I think that's it for today.
There's nothing else.
Happy Father's Day to everybody
Happy
out
Father's
there.
Day.
Happy Father's Day. Have a great Happy Father's Day to everybody.
Happy Father's Day to immigrant
you guys have any
parents.
shout outs? I have shout outs to fathers and in general.
Go ahead.
Shout out to my dad. He told me that I was part of his dream rotation.
His what?
Dream rotation.
What is that?
Like
What is a dream
like
rotation?
a weed rotation?
A what?
A weed rotation? Like when you're smoking and you're on a rotation?
Yeah.
You've never heard that?
A dream rotation?
dream
Yeah, like
rotation?
everybody has like a dream rotation. So like I would be like, oh, my dream rotation would be like Brenda and Olivia, Rihanna, Pete Davidson, like Betty White, and my whatever. What? You don't
What
have
is
like a
this?
group of people that like it's like a thing. Like there's like a group. Like if you could smoke with like anyone, like if you could
okay.
Like
I'm misunderstanding what you're saying.
Woo,
we are thinking that you're talking about actual dreams. That like you have a rotation of people you dream about.
I said weed rotation.
I know. But then if you said the word like, so we were doing like this is like that, not like part of your dream weed rotation.
Yeah.
That's what you should have
So,
said.
like, if you were smoking,
it's like your
I
top.
literally was
Yeah.
like, you're literally talking about rotating dreams.
Yeah, that's what I was
your
thinking.
faces, and I was
we were
like,
so confused.
what's happening?
We were so
right
confused.
now?
Okay. Your dad said that you're part of his dream lineup to smoke weed with. That's what that means. Okay, got it.
Yes.
Perfect.
Do y'all have
Got
a
it.
dream rotation?
No.
No.
Figure it out. Morgan Freeman.
Morgan Freeman. Why? Because
Interesting.
you want him to talk and like, and then
That
you
would
just
be
be like,
fucking
"Fuck,
crazy.
dog."
Oh, that would be fucked up.
Oh my god.
What if he started narrating what you were doing?
Yo, that
would be
shit will fucking trip you the
crazy.
fuck out.
that would be trippy.
Yo, Morgan Freeman narrating your trip?
Yeah.
Wild. I don't have one. I don't have
You
like.
gotta think about it. We started thinking about it. Brenda and I were sitting on the couch, and
Are there cop outs? Is like Snoop Dogg a cop out? That's a cop out.
no, because that would like
That's
Pete
your dream
Davidson is in
rotation.
mine, which is like
I guess.
sure, you know.
She said sure.
But like Brenda and I were talking about it, and I was like, well, if I had a dream rotation, like I know that you're supposed to like dream big, but like Olivia and Brenda will have to be there. Like they just have to. They're part of my regular rotation. Like, you know, they have to. And then I was like, my dad for sure.
Obama.
And that would be good.
Obama.
And then we were like, your dad, as in, I don't know if she wants me to put this in actually.
Who's that?
Anyway, as in Brenda's dad.
Oh,
and
okay,
then
okay.
we were like, and then it would have to be Olivia's dad. So I think our dream rotation is just the three of us and our parents.
fathers?
Yeah, and our dads.
Yeah, I don't
Because
ever want to
all
smoke
of
with my
our dads,
parents.
you can cut this part, but all of our dads were or are still in one way or another like big stoners. So, but neither of us has ever smoked with our, like my dad and I talk about it. Like I know that he smokes, but he lives on another continent. So that really makes things difficult. Olivia's dad and her, like he still smokes and she definitely
What's the
smokes,
time?
but they've never smoked together.
121.
And then Brenda's dad, it's this whole thing where like everybody in the family knows he smokes, but nobody
wants to acknowledge it?
Yeah. Like no, they acknowledge it among each other, but not to the dad. Like, you know, her
okay, got
dad
it,
doesn't
got it.
acknowledge it. And like if like her brother has caught him before and like her dad just, you know, like they just act like that's not true, we definitely have to cut this part out.
Yeah.
But we're like, dude, you're gonna smoke with your dad. Like, it's gonna fucking happen. It doesn't make any fucking sense that you, like, what?
I want to smoke with
What?
Obama.
I don't have a dream rotation.
So I would do
I wanna smoke with
those.
Obama.
And then if I had to do just like random people or like celebrities or whatever, I would want to say Rihanna, but I just feel like I'm not gonna be able to keep up. You know what I mean? I feel like I would be really trying to impress her, and like that's not happening. You know? So I'm like, I would ruin the chance. You know, I don't want to. I don't want to touch that moment. You know what I mean? Pete Davidson for sure. And I would say hello Teffy, who's a TikToker. I love her. I would say, I don't know.
Obama. I just Obama. I just want to like.
It's just you and him.
I just want to like toke up and be like.
Just you and
Yo,
Obama
like, you
having
really
a
gonna
whole
let him
smoke session.
talk to you like that? It's live. Like it's a record. Like he with McCain and shit. Like a whole bunch of bullshit that happened. I'm like, yo, tell me what was going on. Michelle was really in charge, right? Like I'd be
Obama would be like, I don't
asking a whole
have
bunch
the
of shit.
time.
Obama would be like, yeah, of course,
Nice.
of course.
Good Obama. Good Obama impersonation.
Yeah, I think
So
that's
shout out to all the
Ryan
dads.
Reynolds.
Ryan
I
Reynolds.
would smoke with Ryan Reynolds for sure. I feel like he would roast the shit out of me. I can't get him like not thinking in Deadpool thoughts. Mm-hmm. So like,
you know what we should? I just remember this is going back all the way back to the Icks. It just came to me. But have you seen those videos on TikTok where they're it's like a game and they're like, he's a 10, but whatever, and then you have
those are like,
I love those.
Those are pretty good.
Those are so fucking funny.
Like she's a 10, but like has crooked teeth. You know,
rude.
Oh,
I don't feel like I used like that, but I would be like, he's a 9, but he thinks Justin Timberlake changed pop music. You know what I mean? Then I would be like, he's a 5.
Got it.
You know?
Got it. Yeah. Can you think of any?
Or like, he's a 4, but he's a mama's boy.
A 1.
Wait. That's like
sure.
He's
like
a 4, but he's a mama's boy.
But like that's
1.
like a 1
That's
though.
a 1.
That's like that makes you nothing. Like ew.
0.
There was this video
That's a
though
0.
where these girls, this girl asked it, and then she asked her like brown, like because they were like Indian, I think, or like just Desi in some way, and so they asked her. She asked her brown friends to answer, and then her white friends to answer, and the brown friends were like 1, and the white friends were like 10. What do you mean? And everybody was like, y'all are so lost. It's just not even funny anymore.
I saw this one girl. I don't know if it's TikTok or Facebook, or I don't know where I saw it. It might have been Instagram, one of those fucking places. She was talking about her green flags, and it was like ridiculous shit. It was like, hear me out, a green flag, and like one of them was like, if he like turns around when he's reversing, like, and I was all like, first of all, why are we romanticizing analog technology?
Ew.
Okay, like
that's
why,
like some 14 like Tumblr shit, you know, when they would post like pictures of like guys' hands and they would have a bunch of veins, and it's like that's nothing. Why is that a thing for y'all?
She was like, I don't know why, but like something about like if he turns around when he's reversing and he doesn't look at the screen, I'm like, what are you talking about?
I would be like, why are you making things more difficult on
like,
yourself?
why are we romanticizing analog technology? I don't understand. Like,
yeah,
you know,
yeah,
but like,
so
that was icky.
God.
I'm like, your green flags are icky.
yeah.
He's
an
flags are
8,
icky.
but he only drinks vodka cranberries.
Like a 7.5.
Oh my God, that's like a 4.
I don't
What is
really see
7?
that. It's not a big one.
Yeah,
It doesn't.
He's
change.
a 4.
It doesn't fluctuate much.
But he doesn't use 3-in-1 body wash.
6.
That's a 6.
Work.
For sure.
That's a 6.
We're really
sure.
on the same
Solid
page
6.
here.
Yeah.
For sure.
6 for sure.
He's a 2, but he knows how to cook.
That's
and
a 4.
5.
Enjoys it.
That's a 5.
5.
Does he wash the dishes?
Yeah.
6.
That's a 6. That's a 6.
I love this game.
You're inching your way into higher ground.
6, 6, 6,
my dude.
6,
I love this game.
For sure.
I actually never thought of these.
He's a 3, but he wants you to come first.
4.
Oh, that's a 10, baby. That's a 10. No, because
You said a 4. You're obviously a man.
You have nothing. You have no say in this.
You are obviously a man.
No, because I think that should be standard, so I don't want to romanticize it.
But you can't answer. This is not for
No,
you.
because if it was standard, I'd agree. But like these,
But it's not. So you
these
can't.
men
We're not
do
working on
do that,
hypotheticals
so-
here.
I'm trying to be the change that I want to see in the world, okay?
No.
I'm trying to think of some for
He's
for
a
girls.
10, but he wears shorts and long socks.
That's a cholo. I don't know.
That's a what?
That's a cholo. I can't.
I mean, like basketball shorts.
I'm trying to
I'm
think
not
of
like
some.
my dad dresses like that, so to like I can't really like. I don't think that's like a.
That was something that like shocked me whenever I moved here. I would always see like white boys in like basketball shorts and like long ass fucking socks. I was like, why didn't nobody teach you how to dress?
Players wear stuff like
Alex,
that.
you're gonna have to contribute. She's an 8, but she's a slob.
What does that mean?
Like Messi.
So me?
6.
Really?
Wow.
Really? I wasn't gonna change it.
But how?
Yeah, I figured. I was like, I don't understand.
But
Some
like I
people
was
are
trying to
miss- some
see,
people are
like, you know what I mean?
If she invites you back and it's all like feito, like how Ross and
Like feito. Was
like,
it
like
feito?
that episode where Ross got into some. with
Oh
someone
yeah,
and it was messy.
and like she's like super messy.
Yeah, I wouldn't want that. I would be touching like a week old food from like McDonald's.
She's a 10, but she chews on her hair.
I don't.
Ooh, that
The 10, I get
7.
I don't mind
7.
chewing on the hair.
7. You don't mind if she chews on your hair? Is that what you said?
No. On her own hair.
I was all like, bro, you projecting right now.
Her own hair? No.
Yeah.
She's
a 10, but he leaves his boxers in the shower.
In the shower? Mm-hmm. Like in the restroom?
In the shower.
In the shower.
Why would he?
Or in the restroom.
Why would he take them into the shower with him?
Weird
but
8.
That's a
Weird question 8 with some questions. 8 with a follow
She's
up.
a 4, but she knows how to dress.
5.
That's a 6.
That's crazy.
Because
He's a 4, but he knows how to dress.
She or he.
6.
Like, it's a 6 for me.
Okay.
6, yeah.
Work.
She's an 8, but before she has to sleep, she has to turn off the lights like 30 times.
Well, that's just ableist. You can't do that. What if she has OCD?
That's weird.
Well, that's
Not weird. That's literally a condition.
It might be a condition, but it still might freak you out the first time that you see it. I don't know. I don't think I would change it. She's like, I got one specific for me. She's a 10, but she wears a romper.
What's your answer?
3. For sure.
I can't believe that you're going to devalue her because of your mistakes.
The way that you, you like immediately like so automatically said 3. Obviously,
3,
like why
shit.
would I?
I mean, I'm a
It's
stay.
like that was on you.
that really was on you.
That was not her
me.
fault.
That was on me. But we're talking about our trauma responses here.
I can't think of anything that I'm like.
She's a I don't know. She's an 8, but she never reaches for the check.
That's a 4, baby.
Interesting.
Now, for the record, you're never gonna pay, but if you don't ever reach,
you gotta at least pretend to want to pay.
Yeah.
You gotta at least
pretend
feign the decency of like, oh baby, I got the half of it, and if they're like, no baby, I want, okay.
Or better yet, you may never pay, but like you gotta at least say like,
what if the partner was like, I am never letting you pay, like
that's fine.
Whatever number you are, subtract 5.
That's totally fine. But
no, if I have offered to pay and my partner every time is like, I'm never fucking letting you pay, eventually I'm gonna be like, okay, well, I'm not fucking reaching for the check. Like, I'm not fucking doing this back and forth. What is this? We're adults. You set your boundaries, I set mine, and like you said you're gonna pay every time, then that's it.
No, I bet.
And then if that changes,
do you feel emasculated if a girl pays?
Wait, do I feel what?
Emasculated. You don't feel emasculated? A lot of men do.
Like,
you don't think that that's a sign of him feeling emasculated?
What?
If he even ever lets you pay?
I don't really care. It's like, you want to pay for my, okay. Like, okay, you want to pay for my, like, I mean, I've had like relationships where like, I mean, all of my relationships, like well, not all of them, actually, I just remember. Most of my relationships, they've usually like paid, and they're like, you're not fucking paying. And like, most of the time, or like sometimes I would be like, oh, I can buy, like, it's fine, you know, if we're just getting like a smoothie or some shit, like I can pay for both of us or whatever. But sometimes like I'm like, I know that they're not gonna let me pay, and like I don't really, you know, it's like they've already, so like, that is like,
it's a moot point for you. If
that is like a rule for them, like if they're like, no, I want to be the one to pay every time, I'm like, okay, I don't care.
Yeah, it doesn't affect you. I think it says a lot about a guy if he never lets a girl pay.
I think that's a lot.
I think that just means you have more money than me.
No, because what if it is a smoothie? Like, or, you know, what if it, like, it says something about,
right, but
like,
I'm saying if you're paying for, like, dinner and a smoothie and, like, this and that, you know what I mean? That I'm like, so you can afford
I've had
all
guys tell
of
me,
this
like,
for
yo,
both
you're gonna let
of
your girl
us?
pay? Like, no wonder shit. And I'm like, what, dog? Like, what are you talking about? Like, now, if
I try to pay and he made it, like, a huge fucking deal, then I will be like, well, you're fucking weird. Like, it's not that fucking, again, it's not that serious. If it was like a huge thing, like they got like really upset if I try to pay or something, then I will be like, okay, well, this is not going to work out, because like it just can't be that, like, then I can tell that you're doing it because you feel like it's like a power thing and you're feeling emasculated, and not just because you're like, no, I want to take care of you, like I want to, you know.
Yeah.
Because that's very different. Like, so all of my, like, in my relationships where that has been a thing, like, if I did end up paying for something, like, they didn't make it a big deal. They were
okay. So they were willing. They would prefer if you didn't.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That's different.
And like, again, like, it happened like maybe once or twice. Like, it's not something that would happen. It was like, oh, well, I got this or whatever. Because like, it happened very rarely. But if I did, like, the 1 or 2 times that I did do it, they were like, Okay, fine.
It's also contextual because if I ask you out places. Then I immediately say, okay, I asked you out, we're gonna go play.
But I'm thinking more when you're like in a
I'm gonna
relationship.
take you out, we're gonna go do something, and you're the one that says it, and I don't know what we're doing, and you're just surprising me, and you're like, yo, I'm gonna pay. I'd be like, yeah, that's okay, that's great. You plan this out.
I'm thinking more when you're like in a relationship, like fully, and you're like, oh, let's go grab something to eat. You know, you're just hanging out on the regular, so there's not really like a
Like, no, I get that. I don't feel emasculated by that kind of thing.
No, I think
I don't feel emasculated by most things actually, which could be something on the other side of the spectrum. But like some people get emasculated over dumb shit, and I'm just like, yeah, I don't feel. You're talking to a ex ballet and modern dancer. Like there's very little things you're gonna be able to.
I've worn a thong before.
That like I'm not gonna feel emasculated though. Like,
fair.
Pretty confident. And,
yes.
You know,
no.
So
anyway,
I don't. We'll continue this another day.
Mm-hmm.